So, collective, you were with someone in the past. I feel like this is somebody you are no longer connected to in any way. But I feel like this is somebody who you definitely dated in the past. It was definitely someone you felt familiar with, you felt comfortable with. I feel like it felt like when you were with this person, you guys felt like you had known each other forever. But I feel like this was someone false in your life. It was not the type of connection that you thought it would be. It was not something that was meant to last forever. Secretly, this person kept you as their side piece, their secret romance. You only dealt with this person at night. You guys really never did much publicly. They probably didn't introduce you to, friends, family. If you guys had mutual friends, it was probably through work. But I feel like this was a person trying to create a soul bond, a soul contract with you, because their intention was to connect with you for the long haul in some way that would allow them to come into some level of abundance so they could retire. Somehow they wanted to be able to live off of your effort to build. So they gave you fake smiles, they forced their friendliness, because deep down they knew their intentions were sugar coated behind deceptive words, empty compliments, hidden insults. But you, being in your childlike innocence at the time, you were excited about this connection. You were excited about meeting someone and having that unexpected chemistry, that fire that you hadn't felt even in your previous relationships. But at the same time, this person, underneath their mask, were nervous because they knew you were innocent. They knew that you had trauma from your childhood that allowed them to play in your face without you even noticing at first. This is somebody who only dealt with connections they could control. This was a repeated pattern for this individual. But what they didn't realize was their behavior towards you eventually would cause them to deal with karma. Maybe this person didn't believe in that, but they, in timing by the divine, realized that what goes around definitely always comes back around, and not in the most pleasant of ways. And it was time to balance the scales. Welcome back to Love, Light, and Life Affirmed, your daily affirmations for self-love and growth. Hi, you guys. Welcome back into the channel. So this is our collective message for this week. And as you can see, somebody's learning the hard way. They shouldn't play with people's hearts, take people for granted, because their intentions, even the ones that were never said, were always heard. So what's the situation going on Yeah, this person loved bombed you, collective. They showed you very intense affections quickly. They gave you a lot of attention. It was overwhelming even for you at first. But it was the way that they controlled you, your mind, your heart, your actions, your thoughts. This is what they needed from you, to be in control. This is someone who was constantly fake flexing, pretending to be wealthy, showing off, always bragging, as if they were a king of pentacles, but they really were an emperor energy in reverse. After you walked away, you decided it was time to start taking care of you. This was something that you never had time to do when you were connected to this individual collective. So you started to prioritize your rest, recharge emotionally, because you realized that that inner child wound needed more healing. So you started taking care of yourself again, pampering yourself, me time. You walked away and tore up this contract, this fake contract, or you finally learned the lesson you needed to learn so that the contract could be broken. Because this was a lesson that you needed to learn. And now you are having a status upgrade. You have new accomplishments, new achievements. Your social standing has improved. Your lifestyle has elevated. You are moving to the next level because you chose yourself, because you've learned this karmic lesson finally. This was definitely probably also a repeated pattern, even for you, collective, that you needed to learn. But it may have taken you a while. I feel like this is definitely someone I'm talking to is older, maybe between 30 and 60, 30s, 40s, 50s. But this is something that it took you a while to even recognize, for you to figure out your own pattern so that you can work on healing them. And now you are being rewarded because of your choice to heal, to learn the lesson, to gain the knowledge. And you are enjoying your single life, single, prosperous. You're choosing solitude at this time because, again, this is now about you, prioritizing you. Finally, you stop putting everyone else's emotions and feelings above you. Again, that inner child, that trauma that you were realizing was connected to a childhood where you felt like you had to be an overgiver to be seen, to be valued. So now you are single, sexy, self sufficient, unbothered. Yes, confirmation. You've finally broken that cycle, that pattern that you constantly was in. You ended those harmful patterns that constantly broke your heart, that constantly make you question your own adequacy. And now you have received the blessings of new beginnings. You've regained your freedom from the repetition, from the hamster wheel, from the circles. You decided that it was going to stop with you. Yeah, you were tired of the fakeness, the masks that people wore, the pretenders. You were tired of being gaslit. You were tired of the emotional manipulation, the things that made you question your own sanity. These are the things that constantly kept you up at night, overthinking, feeling overwhelmed. never truly finding the answers. So you started to trust the signs. You were being divinely guided to walk away from this situation. Yeah. The divine knew that you were struggling to find direction, and they stepped in and they showed you what you needed to see. It was made very clear. The signs were consistent and you paid attention. The universe was speaking to you very clearly, which allowed you to follow your intuition and receive the message you needed just in time. So now you are on your hustle. You are now focused on working on self, working on accomplishing goals, achieving everything you've never had time to do because you were constantly focused on everyone else except you. But now you are working on multiple streams of income, extra earnings. You're working on your financial security, your roots, your foundation. And this is going to lead you to overnight success if you haven't gained it already. This is the direction that you are going, receiving sudden recognition, unexpected breakthroughs. All eyes on you, collective, and you deserve it because you got tired of the toxic love, pain disguised as passion, those trauma bonds, addictive patterns, those harmful attachments, making you feel like you could not live without the other. The people who had poker faces, knowing that their intentions for you were never good, were never meant to be beneficial to you. But again, now you're making money moves, and it is shocking everyone. People now are realizing that the stories that were told about you, the gossip, the slander, were all lies. People are now truly seeing you for who you are, and it is a shock to most people who believed all the lies that were told about you behind your back. People now realized who was being fake, who was telling all of these lies and slandering you in order to influence people's idea of who you were. But the truth is now being seen, and you are walking away and leaving people on red who you now realize never were your friend, never had your back, never had good intentions for you. And you now realize it is me versus me. Instead of allowing other people to put you in competition with people that you don't even know, you've now decided that you were putting yourself in competition with yourself for your own personal growth so you could become better than you were yesterday. And you're realizing you are your own and only competition. Nothing else matters. As long as you do what you need to do for you, you will be successful because you have chosen to rise above the BS, rise above the pettiness, the chaos. While everyone else wastes their time worried about you, you are now worried about yourself. And people are seeing your glow up, your improvement, the confidence. They are now seeing that you are self-made, independent. You have gone through this personal transformation that is undeniable. You have overcome so many odds, so many things that were against you for so many years, for decades. You've always fought, never given up. You built your foundation from nothing, from the ground up. You got it out the mud. There was nobody there working with you, staying up with you all night, blood, sweat, and tears. This is why you are now receiving this divine gift, because you put in the work, because you didn't become anybody's victim. So while you are now getting paid, other people that were clout chasers are now triggered. They are triggered by what they see because they realize that their efforts to destroy your heart, to destroy your confidence, it just left them at a crossroads because you've already chosen your direction, but now they need to choose theirs. And now their path is unsure because they don't even know the difference between real and the fake. They don't even know how to commit to a relationship, let alone themselves. So they are not ever able to choose a direction, to settle down, to stand 10 toes down, even for them, because they have so much fear. So they avoid genuine, intimate connections and they run towards fake or what they feel they can control. But you realize that that has nothing to do with you. So you are completely unbothered because your bounce back is what everybody's talking about. And this cuffing season, you are coming into new love. And this is divine intervention because you were ready. So you closed the loop, you closed the chapter, the book. And now you will be living a luxurious life in a safe place. And those crying is now picking up the crumbs from the bread that they left behind for you that you no longer needed. And good news after good news after good news keeps coming in for you. The truth is now seen and known because you chose you. Good job, collective. You deserve it. Keep going. Congratulations. This is what I have for you, collective. Until next time, you guys.